In a world where zombies have taken over, Shawn's still trying to clap his ex. Talk about killer priorities. The movie kicks off at this ancient London watering hole named Winchester. It's so old, even the ghosts are on their second round. Our main dude, Shawn, is chilling with his girlfriend Liz and her squad, while his slacker bestie Ed is busy wrestling the one-armed bandit. A slot machine, guys, not a pirate. Liz, feeling kinda been there done that with the whole bar scene, decides to give Shawn a nudge. She's like, hey babe, how about we spice things up and venture out of our comfort zone? You know, somewhere other than this joint where the only adventure is Ed's eternal quest for triple cherries. She points out they're practically joined at the hip with Ed, but they could use some more quality couple time. Liz doesn't stop there though. She brings up the awkward fact that even after 2 whole years, she still hasn't met Shawn's mom. Shawn, feeling the pressure, Pinky promises to book them a table at a swanky restaurant, where the only barflies are the ones drawn to the fancy cocktails. As the opening credits roll, we see everyday folks acting like zombies, pushing shopping carts, waiting for buses, and enjoying music. Typical NPC behavior. Next scene, Shawn wakes up and joins his main man Ed in the living room for some quality video game action. As Shawn gets dressed for work, Pete, their second roommate and college comrade, confronts him about Ed's permanent vacation. Shawn defends Ed, claiming he's like an adorable, jobless puppy. Relatable. Peter and Shawn head off to work, leaving Ed with the important task of writing down any phone messages. Liz calls to tweak their dinner reservation, but Shawn misses the memo. On his way to work, Shawn notices some weird happenings. Headlines about attacks, people collapsing at bus stops, and TV reports of military involvement. Just another day in London, right? Shawn, the boss man of an electronics store, gathers his team of painfully bored and clueless teenage employees for a pep talk. Later, Shawn's stepdad, Philip, pops by to remind him about their bi-monthly family visit. Tension between the two is thicker than a London fog, or Cardi B. In an ironic twist, Shawn is scolding a coworker for using his phone when he gets a call from Liz. Trying not to look like a total hypocrite, he pretends it's business related, leaving poor Liz utterly baffled. Later, Shawn sees a homeless dude trying to munch on pigeons while buying flowers for his mom. Most sane British interaction. As Shawn heads home, he runs into his old pal Yvonne, who casually asks about Liz. That's when it hits him. Dinner. He races home, tries to book the fancy restaurant, but alas, no tables available. When Liz calls, Shawn suggests they hit the Winchester instead. No surprise, she hangs up. Desperate to make amends, Shawn grabs the flowers meant for his mom and heads to Liz's place. She won't let him in, so he channels his inner Spider-Man and tries to climb the wall. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well. Liz finally caves and lets Shawn into the apartment, where she has a venting sesh about all of Shawn's broken promises, and how she's so over dealing with a relationship that's more busted than a cheap pair of headphones. In a fit of rage, she breaks up with him right in front of their squad. That evening, Shawn mopes in the rain to the Winchester, tossing his mom's flowers into a waste bucket. Outside the pub like a pro basketball player, except sadder. He meets Ed, and they spend the evening cracking jokes and downing enough drinks to make a frat party jealous. Goals. A noisy figure outside the pub bangs on the window, seriously messing up Ed's vibe. The two, still tipsy, stumble outside without noticing a teen zombie going full Mortal Kombat on someone's head. They then tease a zombie, thinking he's just another drunk dude, and head home. They crank up the techno and sing along until Pete storms downstairs, angrier than a gamer with laggy Wi-Fi. Pete chucks the record out the window and goes off on a tirade, roasting Ed and telling Shawn to get his life together. Ed spots a gnarly wound on Pete's hand, and Pete claims someone bit him, and now he's got a headache that could rival a post-concert hangover. Then Pete scolds them for leaving the front door open and stomps back to his room. The next morning, Shawn's zombie walks to the corner store to grab some grub, totally oblivious to the mayhem around him. Smashed cars, bloody messes everywhere, rip-in-piece bodies chilling on the sidewalk, police sirens, distant ambulances, and a zombie flash mob taking over the streets. Least chaotic day in London. Back at the apartment, Ed peeks out the window and tells Shawn there's a woman in their backyard, probably not there for a surprise barbecue. They try getting the stranger's attention, but when she turns around, she's a ghastly zombie with spooky white eyes. They mistake her for being wasted until she goes full attack mode. Shawn pushes her away, and she trips and impales herself on a metal stump like an undead kebab. Shawn and Ed exchange what the heck looks as the zombie girl gets up like nothing happened. She's built different. Freaking out, they head back inside, only to meet another dude zombie. They bolt back into the house, and Shawn tries to call the cops, but the line is busier than a Starbucks on a Monday morning. They then watch the news, but Shawn left the front door open again. Classic Shawn. And a bloody tuxedo-wearing zombie with a detached arm strolls in. They go all DIY and hurl everything they can find at him. Ed finishes him off with a glass ashtray to the head. Talk about a smashing success. The duo then decide to tackle the 2 remaining zombies in the garden, chucking as many household items at them as they can. When Ed finds the record Pete yeeted the night before and tosses it at the male zombie, it sticks in him like a gnarly ninja star. This sparks their next brilliant idea, raiding Shawn's record collection and throwing all the tunes they hate. When that plan bombs, Shawn slams the shed door, and they gear up with a cricket bat and a shovel, going all zombie whackers on their undead foes. The two head back inside and finally connect the dots after watching the TV news. At this point, Shawn and Ed remember Pete and the bite he mentioned the day before. Uh-oh, plot twist. So they're hollering his name, but it's like talking to a wall. Shawn's next move is hitting up Liz, but no dice. Then Barbara, his lovely mom, calls and tells him 3 dudes tried to snack on her, and not in the fun way. And also Philip, but only Philip got a nibble. Scandalous. Shawn and Ed brainstorm a killer plan. Save Mom and Liz, send Philip to the afterlife, and have a meetup at the Winchester. Before they head out, Shawn takes a quick loo break, only to find Pete, a zombified version of his former self, hogging the shower. What? Zombies like showers too. They book it to Pete's car, attracting a flash mob of zombies. As they race off, the radio blares news of an apocalypse, and every street corner's got zombies doing the Thriller dance. They roll up to Philip and Barbara's crib, screeching to a halt. Ed spots Philip's sleek Jag and convinces Shawn to let him chill in Pete's car for lookout purposes. Barbara welcomes Shawn inside and makes him a nice cuppa. As she's off prepping grub, Shawn tries to off Philip, only to find he's not zombified, just really sick. After a heart-to-heart, Shawn ropes them into joining his undead busting squad. Outside, Ed accidentally trashes Pete's car, scoring himself a seat in the Jag. As they're about to ride in style, another zombie decides to take a bite out of Philip's neck. Now with the dying Philip, they all cram into the Jag and head to Liz's place. Ed's on guard duty outside while Shawn whacks zombies left and right with his cricket bat, like it's zombie home run derby. Knowing Liz won't open the door, Shawn sneaks in through the window like a low-budget James Bond. I got similes for days. Shawn convinces Liz, David, and Dee to join the Jag party as they head to the Winchester. Battling their way back to the car, they play a life-or-death game of zombie whack-a-mole. Finally, Shawn introduces Liz to his mom. Ed, now behind the wheel, turns the road into a zombie speed bump fest. As Philip starts gushing blood from his nose, he tells Shawn he was tough on him to help him grow up, and hopes he looked up to him. Before kicking the bucket, he tells Shawn he loves him. Shawn, teary-eyed, breaks the news to his mom. But plot twist, Philip's not dead, he's undead. Shawn screams like a banshee, and everyone bails from the car. Exposed and on edge, the group decides to take a shortcut through the burbs. They run into Yvonne and her gang of fellow survivors. After a quick catch-up and a hug, Shawn and Yvonne go their separate ways. The group then plays backyard hopscotch trying to reach the Winchester, but Shawn notices his mom is missing in action, so he races back to the last yard, only to face off with a zombie. Liz and Dee swoop in, passing him a tennis pole to give that zombie a serving of whoop-ass. Shawn impales a zombie against a tree like he's auditioning for Zombie Shish Kebab Chef of the Year. He checks over the fence to see if the coast is clear, only to find hundreds of zombies crowding the street like it's a half-off sale at the Brain Buffet. Shawn has an idea. Deanne is an aspiring actress, so he teaches the other 5 to imitate zombie moves and groans, basically turning them into the undead flash mob. They shuffle through the zombie horde like undercover agents. At first things go well, but then the zombies start to catch on. The jig is up. The group tries to enter the pub, but it's closed tight. Ed's phone rings and he answers it like he's never heard of vibrate mode. Shawn slams the phone down and scolds Ed for a lifetime of screw-ups. Meanwhile, all the zombies have turned their attention to the group like they're a hot new indie band. Seeing no other option, David hurls a garbage can at the window, breaking the glass with the finesse of an angry raccoon. To create a diversion, Shawn waves and yells, "Yo zombies, free brains over here." The undead follow him, while the others take cover inside. Barbara finds the flowers Shawn had bought for her but tossed away, and the moment gets mushier than a zombie's gray matter. Time passes and Shawn still hasn't returned. David offers to seal the damaged window, but Liz insists that Shawn will return. Bickering intensifies. Thankfully, Shawn returns safe and sound. They manage to secure the doors and close the shattered entrance. As night falls, boredom sets in, and they decide to watch TV like it's any other lazy Sunday. Shawn heads to the bathroom to turn on the power, only to find that the zombies have followed him in. In the pub, the television networks show only standby screens. Guess even zombies can't resist a cliffhanger. Shawn murmurs that the zombies have followed him, and they opt for radio silence. However, Ed ruins it again by activating a noisy slot machine, making him officially the worst ninja ever. Zombies surround the pub, banging on the doors like they're eager trick-or-treaters. The pub owner, now zombified, tries to crash the party. When the power comes on, the jukebox starts playing Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Shawn, Ed, and Liz grab pool cues and give the zombies a rhythmic beatdown. Diane joins the fun, throwing darts like she's going for a bullseye on Zombie Dart Night. One dart lands in Shawn's head, but no worries. It's just a flesh wound. Ed tosses the Winchester rifle from the bar to Shawn, who uses it to smash the zombie's head on the jukebox like a gruesome piñata. When asked why he didn't just shoot it, Shawn says he thought the rifle was empty, until he accidentally fires a shot. Whoops. Now armed, the group huddles to brainstorm their next move. Shawn tries shooting but misses, clearly not a marksman. But with Ed's advice to do it like in a video game, Shawn scores a headshot like he's in Call of Duty Zombies. Shawn realizes Barbara's not feeling well and rushes to help her. She admits she was bitten by the tennis pole zombie, but kept quiet like it was just a minor paper cut. The group gathers around her, except for David, who's busy guarding the weapon. Barbara thanks Shawn for the flowers before dying in his arms, turning their reunion into a bittersweet moment. Rip in peace. David whips out his rifle and aims it at Barbara, dramatically declaring that it's zombification prevention time. It's like Morbin time, but zombier. Shawn goes ballistic, threatening David with a broken bottle like he's some sort of discount pirate. Diane then grabs a broken bottle too and points it at Shawn, while Ed decides to join the bottle brandishing brigade. It's like a Mexican standoff in a recycling center. The tension's cut short when Barbara wakes up, fully zombified. Shawn grabs a rifle, says, "Sorry, Mom," and sends her to the big zombie rave in the sky. Shawn decks David when he smugly announces he was right. David tries to shoot Shawn in retaliation but runs out of bullets. Awkward. Deciding to bounce, David calls his girlfriend to leave with him, but Diane scolds him, telling him to apologize to Shawn. Just then, zombies crash the party through the window and give David a one-way ticket to Zombie Town. Population disemboweled. Diane, overcome by emotion, flings open the front door and it's full-on zombie invasion. Even undead Pete shows up for the reunion. Shawn pops Pete in the head, ending his second life. Shawn, Liz, and a wounded Ed huddle behind the bar, and Shawn channels his inner pyromaniac, dousing the place with brandy and setting it ablaze. The rifle's ammo explodes, turning the fire into a Michael Bay movie. With only 2 bullets left, our trio stumbles into the cellar and find an elevator to freedom. But alas, it's broken, and the pub's an inferno. Figuring it's game over, they light up a cigarette when Viola. Shawn finds the elevator switch. He tries to convince Ed to join them, but Ed, knowing he's zombie chow, opts to stay behind. Liz and Shawn bid Ed adieu and make their escape. Soon after, the military rolls in with Yvonne, who's now a zombie-slaying boss. Shawn and Liz follow her to safety. Fast forward a few months, and captive zombies are now the latest in cheap labor, doing everything from stacking carts to bussing tables. Shawn wakes up in a cozy house where he's shacked up with Liz again. They plan a chill day and Shawn heads to the shed to hang with undead Ed, who's chained up but still a gaming buddy, because even in a zombie apocalypse, friendship never dies. Moral of the story? It's zombieing time.